A Shalom coming to you in the name of Yahweh Bashem Yashai Bashem Makar Kadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone who told me this truth. Salutations unto the Arkham that continue to push the word in truth and in sincerity, man. Yeah, man. You know, one of the brothers sent this article into the chat. It's a beautiful article. I'm just going to do a quick video on it, man. You know, from the New York Times, and it says what the stock market continues to plummet in worst week since 2008. Live updates. Now, we all should know what happened in the year of 2008. Had a terrible financial economic crash. Now, it says right now, Larry Kudlow, President Trump's chief economic advisor, said the United States will weather the coronavirus crisis. And that's a very, that's a statement, that Larry Kudlow made, which is, leads me to think of a scripture. Because when you weather something, it means you stand strong, but you can't deny the fact that you're going through a storm. Okay. Now, quickly, that statement reminded me of the scripture, Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them, I will liken him unto a wise man which has built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended, and the floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. And every one that heareth these sayings of mine and doeth them not shall be likened unto a foolish man who built his house upon the sand. And the rain descended, and floods came, and the winds blew, and beat upon that house, and it fell, and great was the fall of it. Now, this applies to Israelites who hearken to the word, and Israelites who don't hearken to the word of the Lord. But the concept of the house, or both houses being built, one upon rock, one upon sand, the fact remains, or what since we're talking about economics, is called what's the term for it, man? Ceteris paribus. Okay, in economics you have a Latin term called ceteris paribus, which means all other things remain equal. So whilst one variable may change, all other things are assumed to be constant. Sorry, not equal, constant. Okay, so one variable can change, but all other variables remain constant as it was before previously. Okay, so what remains constant? The fact that there's two houses built. All right, that's the ceteris paribus. But everything else is different. One being built upon rock, one being built upon sand. Now, what remains the same also under ceteris paribus is the fact that two houses, one storm. Okay, the storm remains constant. Now, the house that was built upon the sand, what happened? It fell over, and the wind blew and beat upon that house, man, and it fell over. Now, and great was the fall of it. Now, Larry Kudlow is saying the U.S. will weather the coronavirus crisis, meaning that they know they're going through a storm right now, but it's his thoughts that he's gonna weather it, man. Okay, but the thing is, where they played themselves is that they see this as one storm, not knowing that this is just maybe one blow of wind of the storm, because Esau is in his storm. There's no denying it. Okay, and the US will not, when all is said and done, the US will not weather the storm, man. Okay, your house won't be left standing, man. All right, why? Because the scriptures tell us that, man. Okay, markets are sliding amid coronavirus fears. Larry Kudlow says that outbreak won't do long-term damage to the economy. Interesting. Economists are slashing growth rates or growth estimates, and investors are afraid of the economic impact. Okay. I brought this out in my last video about this, but I'm gonna get it again. Keep typing wrong. Yeah, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and 4, and it says, bear with me 1 second. And the door And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, which is what the work. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. Okay, but the grinding being brought low meaning that there's no work, man. Okay, why? Because people are sick. Fears of getting sick stop people from working. You know, workplaces encouraging you to self-quarantine yourself for up to 16 days and so on. Okay, but mainly in this, now the markets are crashing, man, which is what the platform for the work. So if the platform for the work is crashing or crumbling, I should say, how then can the work stand, man? Also, the grinding is being brought low, Markets are sliding amid coronavirus fears. Panic in the stock market over the spreading coronavirus continued in the 7th day on Friday, with shares in the United States tumbling following steep decline in Asia and Europe. Then it goes on to talk about all the different indexes and the different platforms and stuff, man. The FTSE 100, the Dow Jones and stuff like that, oil prices, and it gets into the figures of it. But that's the thing, the figures are always changing, man. That's why if you scroll to the top, it says what? Right now, updated 9 minutes ago, because it's going to be, 20 minutes from now, it's going to change. As I speak, numbers are going up and down. Because in economics, there's something called volatility and noise, man. High fluctuations. But amid all the fluctuations, when you look at it on maybe a day outlook, you're going to get what you're seeing here on this graph. Steady up and down, but overall down, because the numbers are going up and down, man. You could have another quarantine that breaks out, they could issue another quarantine somewhere, and that will affect the markets, man. So it's a constant thing, hence why the scripture says watch and pray, man, because things are moving rapidly, man. But I just wanted to push this quick one out there. I can make this a longer video and stuff, but just a quick overview, man. It's a beautiful thing to see, and people, economists and other people in the area of study have done many analyses and come to the conclusion that we're going to have another financial crash, and it'll be even worse than the 2008 one, and we're well on the way to it, man. And once that happens, man, shit will hit the fan, man. And what do you think is going to happen? You see, it's changed. I just told you it was on -2 something, now it's on -1, so it's gone up a bit. But guess what? It's fluctuating. So by the time I refresh this again, it could be back to 2.36 or 3.5 or back up to 1.86. You don't know, man. It's just going to keep going, But, yeah, man. Beautiful time to be alive, man. And Lord's will, I'm going to do another update. But for now, I'm going to say shalom.